I found the codes of all the secret movies in Brookhaven. For us to find the first code of them, all we need to go over to Mr. Brookhaven's abandoned house. It may not look like it, but the first film reel is located right inside this old house. It may look like there's nothing inside as of now, but that's not true, because if we go into this chest, we'll see one of them right inside of it. Sadly, it's locked out for us right now. We can't really see it by normal means. Now to open that up, we're gonna need to go over to Rotten Robbie's gas station. By going beside the food mart, we'll open up the agency's secret bunker for ourselves. You surely already know about this place. It's so old in the game already. Inside this whole control room, we'll have to turn this number 4 button on. Whenever it's shining yellow, you can go back to the abandoned house. As you go into it, you'll see that the top has disappeared and the film reel is open for us to see. In my case, this is the code, but you shouldn't try using this code on your game. This code is random on each server, so you'll have to go find out yours for yourself. So trying to use this one may not even do anything in your game. Let's open the in-game chat and type out the codes so we don't forget. That's just a great tip in general. With that, you can check back at any time in case you forget it. We can now make our way into the mall. We'll go into the movie room and then right into the projector's room. Here we'll be able to input that code. This is where you'll use the code you found in Mr. Brookhaven's home. As you use it, we'll be able to watch Mr. Brookhaven's story, the origin of it all. Let's watch this movie and I'll explain everything to you as we go. Our first scene is the beginning, where Mr. Brookhaven is in front of a campfire accompanied by his noble steed. We aren't sure the name of his horse, but that's okay. In the next scene, he's digging around until he finds a deposit filled with gold. Just look at how much he found. He continues digging until he comes across this crystal of... well, this crazy looking crystal. Even he's surprised by it. He's not even sure what it is yet. But after finding it, he of course buries it back. Maybe so no one else finds it just like he did. Now it shows him and his horse standing there. He also has all those stars around his legs, which makes me think he got some sort of power through that crystal. After that, we see him putting up the sign for the town of Brookhaven, which means he'd probably used that gold to found his whole city. Certainly with the money he got from that. Not long after he finds Mrs. Brookhaven, or Mrs. Madison. We are not really sure, but in the last scene, we see him going away on his horse. All that was certainly interesting. We could uncover a lot with the beginning of this whole town, and even a bit of Mr. Brookhaven's story. That was pretty cool, right? But that was only one of all the film reels that I'll still be showing in today's video. That's only if you guys smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you love Brookhaven as I do. Now to find our next film reel we want to watch, we need to go over to this Brookhaven arch. Right beneath this thing, there's a secret passage that takes us all the way to the next film reel we want. But as you can see, we still can't go into it. That's because we have to activate another one of those numbers. So we make our way back to the agency's secret bunker. As we go inside, we need to activate number 1. With that done, we'll surely be able to go down the secret room beneath the arch, where before it was solid ground we can actually go into. And we are inside this little nook with our code right in front of us. You already know the drill. Let's write that code into the chat just so we don't forget those numbers. We got that so we can get out of here. Then we're able to put the code into the projector and finally we can sit down and enjoy another movie. It starts off with this first scene showing the town of Brookhaven under construction where there wasn't anything, and then showing how it is later, a lot more like what we're used to seeing with the fountain and everything. Now we see Mr. Brookhaven working around town by managing the construction of things like the arches. Here he is working on the pipes for the city. Some people say that these pipes connect each of the city's arches together, but I'm not sure. In this scene, we can clearly see that the arch is halfway done and still under construction. Look at the pipe over there. It really seems to go all the way to the other arch. That's pretty weird. Then we see him driving his car while the arch is still being constructed. Apparently, he went to the church. I know exactly where he is right now, but I didn't know about that secret attic. What is he even gonna do up there? Looks like he's just standing around the attic with his flashlight. But after that, he goes driving to this house that's for sale, so he's probably gonna buy it. Now we can see him with his binoculars in front of his new house. Not sure what he's looking at though. We can also see that this is the house at Lake Madison, as you can see by the mountains in the background. That parasol is also yellow. I don't remember it being like that. Nowadays it isn't that color at all, so that's certainly weird. But that is for that movie. You can certainly comment down below some theories you have about all this. What do you guys think Mr. Brookhaven did while building this whole place and all that? But something we know is that there's no model of a pipe down these streets connecting between the arches. And that parasol I was talking about at Lake Madison is actually red and not yellow. So it's pretty weird that it was just fully yellow in that movie. Was it actually all yellow back then and I didn't know? And for our next and last film reel, we're gonna need to go to Brookhaven's police station. The police station has recently been remodeled, but there's still a way to get the code in case you know that secret. We just need to go into one of the jail cells and jump into the vent system in there with this whole secret place. You should totally grab a flashlight as it's real dark in here. There'll be a secret passage right against this wall. Walk into this corridor and you'll find this little secret room with a picture of an FBI agent. I'll talk about his story later. There's a whole movie about that guy. You'll see. What we really need is the film reel code that's right behind this wall, just there on the floor. So of course we need to find a way to open this wall up for us. And to do that, of course, we'll need to go back into the agency's secret bunker. In those same numbers we'll be activating 2 this time. With that done, the secret passage should be open. Let's check it out. First we go into that little secret room again, and there we go. That wall has been removed from here, and we can finally find our code. Let's just write it in the chat so we don't forget. Now we just need to go over to the cinema to watch it. Of course, I'll explain everything to you. It's so fun to go watch these movies. We uncover all the stories around the city of Brookhaven. I find it all so interesting to know. So let's start this one now. This one begins with Mr. Brookhaven and his family chilling at Lake Madison. Both him, his wife, and his son that's inside that stroller of theirs, they seem to be having tons of fun together. After founding the whole city, they're finally having some time for themselves and to chill together. Look at them inside their home having a nice time. When out of nowhere something unexpected happens, an agency helicopter comes to town. These 2 guys are the ones piloting it, and they aren't here for any fun. They're certainly serious about this. They landed their helicopter, kinda looking around the perimeter. Surely they're looking for something. You can even see in the next scene as one of them holds binoculars and the other is installing a security camera. Certainly they're up to something. These agency people go crazy. Looks like they're using that big computer to watch all their security cameras. From there they can see everything, and also seem to be noting down everything that's happening. When they finally find one of those crystals over at Lake Madison, they even use that walkie-talkie to call in their team. And in the next scene, we can see they're making their way into town. All of that to come after Mr. Brookhaven, because apparently he is messing with something that he shouldn't be messing with, which are these crazy crystals that he found before making the city. Whenever he sees the danger, he puts his family into his car. You can even see his wife crying with the situation. And so they make their way out of town. As in this scene, we can see him leaving his whole house behind. Wait! The parasol is red now. That's so weird. Anyways, he left that place and went to live in a different place, which is the bakery we all know about, while also using the secret attic to hide up there. Here they seem to be talking and deciding what they should do. With that, Mr. Brookhaven himself decides to go and leave his family out there, since he's apparently wanted by the agency. Here we can see that all those people are in search of Mr. Brookhaven. Tons of police and everyone. At this point, they're even going to the news looking for the fugitive Mr. Brookhaven that they can't get a hold of even with all these people. And all that because he found that crystal from the start of the video. In this next scene, we can see that sadly Mr. Brookhaven was caught by them. He's even being interrogated with guns being pointed to him while he's all sad and dejected. You can see him jailed there, but there's still that thing up there that should be part of the crystal he found. So he's probably doing some sort of magic. When out of nowhere he just disappears from the cell, and the agents get so confused about what happened and where did he even go. That's certainly something supernatural, really damn bizarre. By what we know, the crystal that Mr. Brookhaven found should be something that he shouldn't be messing with, something completely out of our reality. So because of that, the agency went after Mr. Brookhaven to find those crystals and interrogate him about what he knows about this, which is certainly crazy. But what I'm wondering is, where did he even go? Sadly, we can't really be sure about that, because there hasn't been any update that added a movie explaining what happened to Mr. Brookhaven after this. Not even what happened to his family, really, both with Madison or their little son. Alright, so for our next secret film reel, we log into the game. And without using any of the codes, you need to go into the cinema and watch the first movie that shows up. So this movie already comes with the cinema. You don't really need to use any secret code. These scenes are gonna show us the story of that FBI agent in the picture in that secret room inside the police station. So let's watch it. It starts off with Marcus Brookhaven, who is this FBI agent here right in front of the agency building, which is a place that actually existed in Brookhaven. Since he was a secret agent, he had to check everything out and see everything weird going around town. When he finally finds this place here, which is some sort of secret bunker. In this next scene, we see that this is that bunker that we went in before to get those other films and all that. So here he is trying to combine all the information he found with the FBI while checking his computer and everything he needs to do. When out of nowhere, he is turned into a zombie for some reason that we aren't sure at all. He just falls to the ground, turns green, and becomes a zombie. Then the scene changes to him as a zombie in the old criminal headquarters. So he got out of the FBI and became a criminal, while also turning into a zombie, as you saw in that movie. That's so crazy. Apparently, whoever messes with the agency will have to deal with some coincidences. Now that we're done with the films, we can go back into the secret room in the police station. Here we can see the last picture that was taken of Marcus Brookhaven, the FBI agent we just saw the movie about. Here he is still pretty good. He wasn't turned into a zombie yet. That was such a scary story, guys. Anyways, guys, leave a ton of likes in here and subscribe to the channel for even more videos like these. Also, comment down below what theories you have about all these stories. Watch one of the videos on screen as well. You'll have such a great time watching those. Thank you for watching. See you later. Have a good one.